go ahead and get started. And we are just going to start with just a brief introduction. And first, we want to say welcome to all of our participants for taking time to join us today for our statewide webinar, Autism Resources for Parents. This webinar is brought to you by SpedTex, Partners Resource Network, and Region 10. And next, we're just going to share a bit of information about who we are as SpedTex. So we just have just our quick little postcard that we like to share. If you have questions about special education in Texas, you can contact us at SpedTex. SpedTex is a collaborative project between Texas Education Agency and Region 10. We work towards providing resources for parents and educators to help them as they serve children with disabilities across our state. So if you ever have questions or concerns about special education, please reach out to SpedTex via phone, email, live chat with us on the website, and you can get our contact information at www.spedtex.org, or you can call us toll free 855-773-3839. And next we are going to talk with Stephanie is going to share with us information about Partners Resource Network. She and Christina are here for Partners Resource Network, and we of course enjoy working with them. Stephanie?
All right, thank you, Gracie. My name is Stephanie McLaughlin. I am the Training and Evaluation Specialist with the Partners Resource Network. And Christina Henning is our Director of Statewide Services. Partners Resource Network is the nonprofit agency that operates the Texas statewide network of parent training and information centers. We are funded through the Department of Education, Office of Special Education Programs. The PTI projects in Texas are PACT, PATH, PEN, and TEAM. At Partners Resource Network, we strive to empower and support Texas families and individuals impacted by disabilities or special healthcare needs. We do this through a network of highly skilled, regionally located coordinators who are knowledgeable in local policies, services, and resources, as well as state and national level guidelines. We provide training, information, and one-on-one assistance to parents and youth. We serve parents of children and youth with disabilities from birth to 26, as well as youth self-advocates ages 14 through 26. Our services are provided in both English and Spanish. And for more information or to connect with one of our regional staff, you can call our toll-free number. You can also check out our website for information and resources at prntexas.org, and like and follow us on Facebook as well. Thank you, Gracie, for letting us be a part of this.
It is always our pleasure to work with PRN. Now we are going to just introduce our speakers who may already be well known across the state. But first we have Darcy Schiller. She is an autism education specialist with Education Service Center 13, and she works with TSLAT, and that stands for Texas Statewide Leadership for Autism Training. Along with Darcy, we have Lane Pethick. He is our autism and behavior consultant, our specialist here at Region 10, and he also works with TSLAT. So we are going to turn our cameras off and let Darcy and Lane go ahead and share this great resource with you.
Hello, everybody.
Good afternoon, everybody.
All right. So we're not going to crash the system. I was going to ask everybody to go ahead and share with us if you needed training or you had questions on anything, any topic surrounding autism, what topic would that be? And we were going to have everybody share, but we're afraid with the numbers that we have today, we're going to crash the system. So we're not going to do that. But just ask if you were to answer for yourself. Go ahead and answer for yourself. But when we do our survey to parents and educators across the state, behavior is always the #1 topic of need when it comes to information, resources, trainings on autism. And so on the topic of behavior, we're going to share with you our one website that has lots of different resources. And just on the topic of behavior, our website has 53 online courses, more than 30 videos in our video gallery, and then 22 tools with downloadables and steps for implementation. And we're going to show you all of this. I'm just giving you an example of just in the topic of behavior, we have all of these resources, yet we have resources on lots of topics surrounding autism. We actually have over 90, I think we're up to 95 online courses on our website. All of our resources are free and excuse me, available to the public. Anybody can access our resources. Anybody in Texas, anybody even from the Peach State. I know we have somebody from the Peach State. All of our resources are free and available to everyone. The courses are learn as you go. You can access them at any time and learn at your own pace. I just hope that you find when we show you the website that you'll find them as user-friendly as we've tried to make them.
And just a caveat to that, so I do work in Vietnam, and I've had families in Vietnam actually utilize the TSLAT website also to get some information. So even people in other countries have looked at some of the things that we have and utilized it too. So it's really kind of cool.
Awesome. I know my home is in the CNMI, the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, and I'll tell you they're using our resources too. But before we jump to the website, I just want to show that all of our resources are based in evidence. We follow the research, we stay on top of the most recent research, and all of our resources are based, our foundation are the identified evidence-based practices. And we wanted to say that teachers in your children's classrooms are already using EBPs in their classroom. Like Lane likes to say, you want to say it, Lane?
Everybody uses it, we just don't call it the same thing. And that's kind of what we look at a lot of times. And I help parents with this a lot too, is parents will hear something or do some research on something and they're like, hey, we think this is great for our child. We really want, people to start doing this. And sometimes I find out people already are. It's just that they don't call it, they don't use the same vocabulary. And so I always tell people a lot of times with TSLAT and with this website, it's a great resource for parents to go on and teachers and educate everybody to start looking at some common terminology. So we don't always get ourselves mixed up with each other when we're talking about different things. So.
Right. And so this is our website, txautism.net, and everything we're going to show you today is found on this one website, txautism.net. So let me break from here and go to the website. So
we figured it'd be good for just to kind of go through the website, show you some of the things that you can find, some of the things you can do. I know, especially with parents, sometimes, you don't always have time to go to trainings that are set up for you or trainings that are different places. And so sometimes for parents, it's a nice place for you to find specific things you might be looking for your child for at home or to talk about with your school or district on different things. So it'll be good to just kind of go through some of the basics of this website for you guys to see what it can do.
Yes. And so I wanted to show, even on our homepage, we have information on the autism supplement, which is unique to Texas, but required for every IEP for every child receiving services under the eligibility of autism. And so we have information here. You can download a document. We also have a course called Understanding the Autism Supplement to help everybody understand this commissioner's rule that we call the autism supplement. But under training, we have, this is our online courses, and we have a searchable catalog. So since we talked about behavior, I'll just do the search for behavior. And 53 of our 95 courses touch on behavior, of course, right? And so for each course has a card. And I just want to show you the features so that you're familiar with the catalog. But if it has a green bar at the bottom, it means that the course is part of a series. And if you click on the green bar, it'll show you all of the courses in that series. And this series actually is one that's really good for parents. It's evidence-based practices. There are 28 of these webinars, but they're all 30 to 45 minutes each. And they are on, there's one short webinar for each of the identified evidence-based practices. And we recommend that parents learn the evidence-based practices that the teachers are using in the classroom. It helps it helps your child, it helps the practice be more effective at school when at home you're using the same terminology and the same strategies. And these are, I think, user-friendly. They're short. We've shortened the all of the information in these short webinars to make it easy to understand. But there's an introduction, and then there's one for each of the identified evidence-based practices. But this is a good resource for parents to learn about evidence-based practices.
And like Darcy was saying, the big thing about the push to help parents as much as we can is we know for a fact through research that if we surround the child with everybody and everybody's practicing the same thing, and there's a strong connection between school and home, skills generalize over into home and community that much quicker. And the child learns the skills they need to learn that much faster when everybody's kind of working on the same thing on the same page. And so sometimes what we do is for parents is to take a look at these types of resources so you can get more information on some of the things that might be more beneficial for you at home. Sometimes things at school don't always work the best translated to home, but taking the skills and the ideas behind it and figuring out how it works at the home is a great thing for us to start looking at. So
I'm just scrolling through the courses on behavior, and I just want to point out a couple things. We have courses available in Spanish. You can see this series, our foundational series, which is a series of 8 courses. 6 of them are available in Spanish right here. And these are our foundational courses. There's Autism 101. There's a 6-hour course on behavior, a 6-hour course on communication. There's futures planning course that is really great for parents on helping our children transition from school to post-school outcomes. Looking Beyond the Label is actually a series that Blaine did. Blaine, oh my gosh.
There's a Blaine and a Lane, so it's
yes, there's a Blaine on our T-SLAT team. Anyway, that Lane did right here. So I wanted to go ahead and walk through how to register for one of the courses, just so that you can see how easy it is. We say course and it sounds academic, like, parents aren't students, or but I want to show you how easy it is to actually take a course. So you would click on it, and then it gives you information. It takes you to our Region 13 eCampus website, where you need to register. It's free registration. So over here, we'll say register here. I started registering but didn't finish. So you would just click on register here. And then this just confirms the workshop that you're choosing to register for. You press next. And then you will verify your personal data. And so this is my information. I'm going to quickly get out of this because it has my cell phone number. You press finalize. And my registration is complete. So now that I'm registered, I go back to my account, and under my account, you go to current classes, and then these are all the courses that you're registered for. And so obviously I have a lot, but here's the course that I just registered for: Behavior Change, the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. So then you click launch, and it will take you to Canvas. Then you continue to Canvas, and it'll take you to your dashboard. And I happen to have lots of courses But then you will see the card for behavior change, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Here it is. And here's the course. And so you can see this is all it is. It has an introduction. This course was presented by Sasha Long, who is the Autism Helper. That's the name of her website. She was excellent. It's a 6-hour course on behavior. She speaks in plain language about behavior and behavior change. It was wonderful. And then it has a handout that you can access, and you proceed to modules. You start at the top, and then from every page, you just press next, next, next. So from here, you'd watch the video, and at the bottom here, it says next. You just click next, and it goes to the next part of the course. So I just wanted to walk through that real fast to show you how easy it is to register. Just encouraging you to go ahead and try to take some of our courses. There's lots that are really good for parents. We have one on sexuality, which is a great need, yet nobody wants to talk about. But the course we have on sexuality is really excellent. It was presented not just by an expert in the field, but she happens to be a mom of both a boy and a girl, adult boy and girl with disabilities. So she's been through it herself, and her course is really excellent. So this is the course I'm talking about. There's a course on bullying. There's so many courses that I know that parents will find valuable and informational. Okay, Lane, anything else in our online courses?
Well, I'm actually looking at some questions that came up in the question and answer box.
Yeah.
And Judith asked, do you have to be associated with a school district? So I tell parents, when you come to the website, just put the school district that your child is in, or school districts that you're living in. And Jennifer had a question about, does the site provide a suggestion as to the best order in which to view the videos? She says, in other words, are some videos more useful to have watched before you watch other ones? There can be an order to it, but a lot of this is, I've noticed with parents especially, is it's kind of more of a need basis. I need help in this particular area. And so they can search it and go straight to that area of need. I would say if you're concerned about, should I watch something before another, you're more than welcome just to kind of contact us or contact your local regional consultant. Or even your school district, and they may be help you direct on which one might be more beneficial. So.
And I would say these foundational courses, I think, is a good start for somebody. Perhaps you have a child with a new diagnosis, autism is new to you. Those foundational courses are I think introductory as far as autism, and they are, I think, where to start. The evidence-based practices webinars, we have 28 of them. We actually do recommend an order. So here it's, there's 28. So where do you start in evidence-based practices? Do you go alphabetical or what? No, actually, we do recommend these listed right here. We refer to them as the tool belt. So if all of the evidence-based practices were the toolkit or the toolbox, there's a few that are used the most often with the most students for the most outcomes, of students of the most ages. Just like on a tool belt, you use the screwdriver and the hammer for all jobs. It's the same with these reinforcement, differential reinforcement, prompting, modeling, video modeling, task analysis. These right here, visual supports, especially visual supports for and reinforcement. I think that's where I would start as far as strategies to use with your child, because these are things that you can put in place at home pretty easily. Visual supports and reinforcement that will make that are very effective. That'll make a difference.
I would also suggest task analyzing, helping break down activities for your kiddos. That's usually a good one for parents too, to help you when you're looking to help your child do something at home. It helps teach you how to break it down into smaller steps to teach before you get to the whole activity itself. So it's always a good one to use for parents also.
Yes, yes. All right. Okay, so let's move on to our video library. We have 80 videos. These are short videos, video clips on different topics. We have expert interviews. These are interviews from experts that we bring in. We bring in the best in the field across the nation. But here we have expert interviews, then we have teacher interviews, strategies in action, which show an actual strategy. And then we have parent interviews. And these, we only have a few parent interviews right now. However, perhaps you can relate. For example, encourage independence. I'll just show you a short clip of it.
I'm having to train myself as a dad to step back and to let him fall, to let him skin his knee at soccer, to let him not necessarily.
For time's sake, I'm going to stop. But just to show you an example, and then even the expert interviews, these are also great resources for parents, like Sasha Long. This is the course I just showed you. We interviewed her. And so these are short clips like what behavior is communication. And so you can see this is
all behavior is communication, whether you're in a special ed classroom or a gen ed classroom. The first step is really viewing all behavior as communication. It's overwhelming as a gen ed teacher to have a full case.
So you can see a lot of our resources are geared for teachers. Our mission is to train our teachers in Texas how to be most effective with our students with autism. However, you can see that even the videos and the courses that are geared more towards teachers are valuable for parents. It's valuable for a parent to understand that behavior is communication, that a child is trying to communicate something and is not able to appropriately use words to communicate their want or their need. And so they communicate through their behavior. And that's valuable for parents to see.
I also say that parents, you're also their first teacher, technically.
Absolutely.
And so you are technically a teacher when it comes to this, because you're not an educator in a school system, but you're the educator at home. And it's important to look at some things that you might be able to get some use out of, and how you can, tweak it and make it work for you guys in your homes also. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is our Texas Autism Resource Guide for Effective Teaching. And there's a couple of ways that these can be useful for parents. We have an evaluation section and an intervention section. So we've been talking about interventions. So the target is different because they're articles. And so these are all of the interventions, the strategies, the practices that we have information on. And so, for example, if you're wondering about what is discrete trial training, I've heard of DTT, somebody's mentioned it. What is it? Well, we have written an article. We show the research behind the practice. If there is research behind the practice, we have information on strategies that don't have any evidence behind it. We have a description. This shows that it is evidence-based. And then we have the steps for implementation. So this is step-by-step of how to use this strategy. And we have this for almost all of the interventions that we have on this page. You can download this as a PDF and bring it with you to an ARD meeting, or bring it to have a discussion with your child's teacher. We also have, if you really want to know the research behind the practice, we list the studies cited and the references. So this is our intervention section, and you can search. So say you have an 11-year-old child and you are concerned about behavior and you're looking for an intervention, you click behavior and this age range, and it sorts it for you. So 26 interventions are found. And so this is just where you can start, getting information about strategies that will help your child with behavior.
I'll say, so for my parents out there today, This to me is probably one of the areas of the website that may be of the greatest benefit to you. A lot of times what I see is and I do a lot of work out there across just the state and everywhere. And I see a lot of parents not knowing how much is out there. And as far as evidence-based practices, we're sticking to the same group and we don't ever get beyond that one little group of evidence-based practices. And you got to realize there's a lot out there that show benefit to your child, not just the same ones we hear over and over again. And I always tell people, my favorite ones that I look at are the parent research that's out there, the peer research that's out there. The exercise and movement research is phenomenal for our kids on the spectrum that's out there. And things like cognitive-based therapies and things like that. There's so much out there. And sometimes what happens is I see my parents, they just hear the same stuff over and over again, and you don't realize how much there is out there that's available for us that's evidence-based practice. And so I love this section of it because parents, you can see all the things that is out there that does have evidence behind it, not just the typical stuff that's always discussed. So that's why I like this part of the website for parents the most.
Right. And so that's interventions. And then this is our evaluation side of the target. And this for parents, I think they use it most often as, okay, so your child is evaluated in the schools and you're handed this, the counselor gives you here, this is your child's FIE. We use the ADOS too and blah, 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 blah. And we use our lingo. And so this part of the website can help you interpret that evaluation that you receive. Say, they use the ADOS too. What is that? And you can look up right here is the ADOS 2, and then it just gives you a little bit of information on this assessment and the research behind it and what they test and a little bit about the assessment. And then of course the just more information about evaluations. I know parents struggle, yeah, my child was evaluated, but now granted, most counselors are wonderful and don't just hand you an FIE and say, here, they do explain it to you, but this is to help you better understand it. Okay, there's one more. So up here in the top right-hand corner is the Autism Circuit. And this is a toolkit that, here, I'm gonna let her explain it. It's a short video. But this is, you can use at home.
Welcome to the Texas Autism Circuit. This site offers strategies that are easy to implement and highly effective. The tools and techniques are designed to enhance your daily instruction, streamline data collection, and support student engagement. Here's how it works. From the homepage, click Tools. This will take you to a full listing of all of the tools in alphabetical order. The tools have also been organized into 4 categories: behavior, social, communication, and classroom organization. Now, let's take a look at one of the tools. Click on Token Board. You'll find real-world examples and in-class videos. Scroll down to find when and how to use the tool, implementation tips, and a Print This Tool button. On the right are resources that link to applicable evidence-based practices, downloadable templates, and quick sharing buttons. The Texas Autism Circuit works seamlessly on your phone or tablet, ready to use anytime you need it. Check out the Texas Autism Circuit for yourself and energize your classroom.
So I wanted to show you, so these tools like the First Ed card, which are very effective, when we say there's downloadables, we mean that they're already created for you. You just need to print, you can laminate, print, cut, laminate, cut, and they're ready to use. This is an easy one, but there are others that are more complicated that would take so much time to create yourself. For example, these behavior cue cards. It would take a long time to create this on your own, but we have created them already for you. So you just need to print, cut, laminate, and they're ready to go. And at the bottom, so you can individualize, you can put your own, you can put actual pictures of your child, you know, doing the appropriate behavior and add it to these behavior cue cards. But this is just an example. Lane, you want to say anything about the toolkit?
We've used this a lot with parents since COVID hit. I've directed, I don't know how many parents to this, because when COVID hit us in March and we went to virtual classrooms, I think I spent more time on telephones and more time on Zooms with parents than anybody else, because they're now at home and your kids are at home more than ever. And how do we set up different types of structures that we didn't necessarily need in the past? And so this particular part of the website's been good to give parents, if you don't use the tools, but it gives you ideas on how to do something at home, and how to develop that structure and routine or those types of activities in the home. So I think it's just been a great part of the website that parents have gone to, especially since we've been dealing with the COVID and all the virtual school and stuff. So
we do have some information on remote learning. So those of you that do have your kids at home, still, there are some great resources for supporting your students with autism at home. It's on the tab Remote Learning. And then before we end, I want to show you, we do have a blog. Right here is our blog. So there's short articles that are helpful. And then here's Contact Us. Now, our greatest assets are our network members. There's an autism specialist in each of the 20 regions. So no matter where you are across the state, there's Lane is from region 10 up here. I'm from region 13 here, but I know Amber is with us from region 14. You just click on 14 and it gives you your autism specialist contact information. And it links to her region 14 autism website, her email address. But no matter where you are, I know I saw somebody from Lufkin, I saw people from San Antonio, people from Edinburgh. So wherever you are across the state, El Paso, this is our network, our statewide network. We are a network of autism specialists that are here to support you. So contact us if you have, if you need support of any kind. Lane, you want to say anything about our network?
Oh, we're a lot of fun. We have a great group of people in our network. We have a lot of not just expertise in autism, but real life experience working with kids with autism, working with families. And it's a great group to be with, a great group to just kind of be a part of. So parents, we're always looking to help parents, especially to help with whatever it is that you need. So, don't ever hesitate to contact us.
Right. So that's our website. Again, please contact us. We want to encourage you all to follow us on Facebook. This is where we announce a lot of our our announcements, what we have going on when we have specialists coming in, because we bring in experts from across the nation to do a workshop or a training. This is where we announce it. This is where we highlight a lot of our courses or our resources right here. I have a personal goal to reach 10,000 likes. So like us on Facebook and help me out here. We're close, but you'll want to follow us on Facebook. It's TX Autism, facebook.com/TX Autism. We do have an autism conference, and it will be virtual this year. And one thing that we're doing different this year is we're having a parent day. So the full conference is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, June 24th, 25th, and 26th. Well, the 26th is Parent Day. All of the sessions that day are going to be geared toward parents and available in Spanish. And that day is going to be free, available for free to parents and families, actually available for free to anybody. And then the whole conference, if you want to come to all 3 days virtually, it's only $100. The early bird registration fee is only $100. So it's very affordable this year. I know we have lots of parents that have come to our conference over the past 28 years. This will be our 29th annual conference. So join us. If you have any questions, just contact myself or Lane or your regional autism specialist, your network member. So this is where we want to open it up for some questions. I don't know where we are on time, but if anybody has any more questions, we want to know what you heard today you could use. Like, where are you going to use any of the resources that we've shared? If so, which ones do you find most valuable and useful? We want to hear. You can type in the chat, or you can unmute yourself and go ahead and ask a question or two. I'm not sure where we are on time though.
We have a couple of minutes, but I've been actually answering questions like crazy in the Q&A section while you've been talking. So that's why I piped in, and then I haven't said much here and there because I'm trying to answer people's questions as we're going through on that.
Awesome. Thank you, Lane.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, for everybody out there, parents, educators, parents who are educators, I mean, everybody, it's a place where you can go to get at least some extra resources and information. If you're struggling with some information or you're trying to figure some stuff out, it's a great place just to start, because the best thing of it is free. It's not going to cost you anything. And then if you contact, like those of us like myself who are the consultants, and Darcy and I, in your region, they're always more than grateful and helpful with getting you what you need, or at least trying to point you in the right direction. So, it's all about our kids and, helping our parents and our teachers. So we're all better for our kids out there.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you all for being a part of this today. I'm glad you all were able to make it on a Tuesday afternoon at like 12:15, which is great. So.
All right, guys. Thank you to Lane and Darcy. And I'm just watching all of the great comments that are coming in. Individuals are saying thank you for your service. We'll share with others. Tracy shared she has a 17-year-old. And it's time for transition. And so these tools will help us out tremendously. Jim Wright has shared this was very helpful, and he's happy to share it with parents and professionals in the Region 10 area. We have, one of our guests sharing, I will be using the strategies in action, and I am so thankful for all these resources. It gives me hope. So we are very excited to share this information. And so we just want y'all to keep in mind, it is www.texasautism.net, and a wealth of information for you is there.
Hey, a couple of things I'm seeing in the Q&A, Gracie. Will we be sharing the PowerPoint today? Can they get a copy of the PowerPoint?
We will be uploading the content to the SpedTex website, and as well as posting a link to the webinar itself on our social media sites, as well as our website. So it'll take us a little while to get it done, but it will be there as soon as we can.
Another question I see is they're looking for the link to register for the Autism Conference. Can we share that in the chat box if we haven't already?
So I apologize. We're not open.
Not ready yet. Okay.
Yeah, we're not ready yet.
For business.
I'm so sorry. But you can access the information on our website when it's ready, txautism.net. The information will be there. I think in the upper right-hand corner, there's an conference link, and the information will be there.
And also,
that you're ready to register. That's great.
Partners Resource Network and SpecTex also share links to register for the conference on our social media sites. So we're going to be helping them get the word out. And so hopefully you'll be able to catch that link at any of those places and get registered.
Can you all put up the SpedTech and the PRN phone numbers again? I got a couple of people asking on the question and answer. They can get the numbers up for SpedTech and PRN again.
Stephanie, would you like to go ahead and just share a little bit again about PRN, and then we'll move into SpedTech?
Absolutely. Thank you. And thank you so much for this information. We at Partners Resource Network are always trying to learn the newest and the latest information for how we can best support the families and the individuals that we serve. So again, we are the statewide parent training and information center for Texas. And so if you're needing help with understanding special education or just needing someone to support you through that process, give us a call. Our toll-free number is on the screen, and our website is prntexas.org. We have lots of resources and information, our fact sheets, upcoming events, not only statewide webinars, but all of our regional things that are going on across the state. Right now, everything's virtual, so feel free to join in on any of those webinars that are going on across the state. And like us and follow us on our Facebook page, also PRN.Texas, or PRN Texas, sorry.
Okay, and of course, we are SpedTex, the Special Education Information Center for the state of Texas. Should you have questions or concerns about special education, please reach out to us. We'd be happy to help as well. Our number, 855-773-3839, and also follow us on our social media sites as well. And if you are willing to participate in our School Family Community Engagement Focus Group, that is what is coming up next. So you're welcome to hang out just a little bit longer on the line. And in that focus group, we will pose about 8 questions just to get some input from you. And that information will help us continue to develop great resources for our parents and educators, as our #1 goal is to help our kiddos be successful. And that's what we'll be doing next. So we will pause this slide just for a moment, and we're going to switch our slide deck to show our focus group questions. And we ask that you please join us.